I have been thinking a lot recently about like my makeup in high school. It was so wild. Like makeup in the mid 2000s, high school in the mid 2000s, loaded eye, loaded with black eyeliner, loaded, loaded. As much black mascara as I could possibly fit on my eyelashes. CoverGirl Lash Blast, shout out. I remember the idea that when I did my, especially when I did my lower lash line, I liked getting the mascara on my lower lash line because it made the eyeliner look blacker. Like it was so crazy. I think about like makeup today and the access tutorials and stuff and how we just have so much more information. We know how to do so many more things. And like if I could just go back to high school and I knew what I know now, it would be so incredible. And this is truly like one of the things that I wish I knew. Okay, so we're talking tight lining the eye, okay? So that you're just like adding a little emphasis to the lash line. And what's so awesome about this is that it's like barely on your eye. Like it's barely there, okay? So we'll get into the type of eyeliner at the end because it's gonna depend a little bit on like how you're applying it, how you're wearing it, the type of person that you are, all that kind of stuff. I'm actually gonna be using Lisa Eldridge Black Treacle. This is a like a kohl pencil. Like it's super, super creamy and it glides beautifully, but it does have like a really nice wear time. Wear time? It has a nice wear. Like it stays put is what I mean. Like it stays put. You want a little brush. You want like a little flat brush. Even like a regular flat brush would be fine, but I think you want it to be little. Like I like a little brush. Like this would be okay. Like something like this would be okay. This sort of like flat brush would be fine, but it's like, I don't know, it's a little bit wide. Like it's not ideal, but I'm just saying that like it could work, okay? So I'm just trying to let you know that like you don't need to go out and buy a bunch of new brushes or whatever. Use what you have and kind of see like what works for you. What I do like, I do wish that this was like maybe not quite as wide, but what I like about it is that first of all, it's synthetic. It's from Sigma. It's the E15 flat definer brush, which is from the Beauty and the Beast collection. I don't know, dude, flat definer brush. It's like relatively thick though, and it's really, really soft. So it actually is really good for picking up eyeliner and kind of like painting it on. I have a few brushes that I think would be good for this, and we'll talk about them after the application. I'm gonna be using one that I don't know is available anymore. This is from Refer, and it's the KO2 brush, and it was from like a fancy collection that was a gift from Refer to me. And it's so incredible. Like, look at how tiny this brush is. It's the smallest thing you've ever seen in your entire life. Like, look at that. Ooh, what? It's so tiny. And it is so perfect for this. Like, oh my God, it couldn't be more perfect for this. So again, we'll get into those brushes. I'm gonna real deep zoom you so you can see what's up. So the easiest way to do this, honestly, is to push now like people who are squeamish and don't like eyeballs, sorry, we all have them, hopefully, well. Anyway, so I'm gonna push my lid up. I'm gonna push against it. See how when I push against my lid, this whole area pops up, but it lets it pop up. Now, the way that you wanna do this is, I'm gonna start off by just kind of like dipping into this liner, okay? You can also do it straight with the liner, but I find a brush is like really, really, really helpful. So I'm just gonna dip in. So I'm like coating the top. So I'm gonna push in against my lid, which really just sort of like opens up. Make sure you have your mirror close, by the way. Look at that fucker close. So I'm gonna push against my lid, which really exposes the base of the lashes and that waterline. Now, you do not need to place your liner in that waterline, okay? This is going to help to prevent like transfer. And especially if you have like very sensitive eyes, then you don't want makeup to be like right up against your eyeball, right? So what I'm gonna do is essentially start at the base of the lashes. Take blinking breaks. So I'm gonna press this into the base of the lashes. Okay? Can you already see that difference? A little bit of definition. So I'm picking up a little bit more. Pressing. And what I'm doing is, why this brush is so nice is it's kind of like a little flat paintbrush. So I can kind of just like blend it up into the lashes, like I can place it down and then blend right up. Okay, so pushing, to expose. And then just against the base of those lashes. And then my eye starts to dry out before I can even like tell you what I'm doing. But once you sort of like line it, then you can kind of like brush it up towards the base of your lashes. So that's what you want to do. You want to go in that direction, like up towards the base of your lashes and not down. I'm trying to, I want to look in the camera so you can really see the difference from like every angle before I stare at it. Because I have a really bad habit of wanting to just look at it myself. But it looks so good. Like it's undetectable. It's completely undetectable. Isn't that incredible? Like it just like defines the eye and sort of thickens up that lash line, but I'm not getting any of that transfer. Now let's talk about brushes and the types of liners. So I want to start off with the types of liners. Now the reason that I used a creamy sort of like almost kohl liner is because it's a lot easier, first of all, to blend quickly. Because when you have your eyelid like pushed up like that, it can be really annoying to have to deal with like a waterproof liner, something that's gonna set like really, really quickly. It gives you like easy blending time. Like it'll blend, it'll continue to blend, but also it'll be easier to blend because it's not that like rough sort of like waxy formula. That being said, there are people who really deal with like watery eyes, which is why it's super important to be placing it like at the base of your lashes and not in the waterline, because it's less likely that your eyes are going to water like crazy. Now, if your eyes still water like crazy, then you probably do want to use a waterproof eyeliner. However, one thing that you really want to keep in mind is you just want to be very, very careful when you are curling your lashes, because if you're using something that's going to like really, really set, like a waterproof liner or like a gel liner or something like that, it can bulk up in the lashes. And then when you go in with your lash curler, you have to be very gentle because it can kind of like end up sticking to the lashes and you can pull them out a lot more easily. All right. So that's something that you just want to be aware of. If you're someone who already has curly lashes, then like by all means, use whatever thing you need to like set properly in your eye. Did that sentence make any sense? I don't know. One thing you can do if you're like, okay, I have flat lashes, I need to curl them, but I want to do this. What you can do is curl your lashes beforehand to kind of get like a good curl at the base. I sort of did that today. Like I gave them a little bit of a curl just to sort of like lift them a little bit. Then go in with this. And then when you go in to curl your lashes right before mascara, just remember that you don't want to bring the lash curler like all the way to the base, okay? Because that's just gonna like, you're gonna have a bad time. Like you're just gonna have a bad time, all right? You're just going to end up like, it's gonna stick, especially if you're using waterproof. Oh my God, it's gonna stick so bad. And you're gonna damage your lashes and nobody wants that. So don't do it. So just keep those things in mind. In mind when you are choosing the formula of eyeliner. Now, when we're talking about brushes, like I said, you just want something tiny. Like you want something tiny. The only reason I didn't use the EO6 from Sigma is because it's a little too skinny for this. It's good, but I like having a flat brush rather than an angled brush. If you're not familiar with the EO6 from Sigma, it was in my favorite set with Sigma, and you can see the difference. It's just like when you turn it to the side, like it's a little bit thinner, and it has like a pretty intense angle. It's great for so many things. It's not my favorite for this. So yeah, you can use it. You can totally use it, but it's not my absolute favorite for this. Another brush that's maybe like a little bit big and kind of seems crazy, which actually did not clean properly. Still some red in it, but whatever. This is new. This is from Nikki LaRose's, I think this is from her second collection, the N23 brush, which I don't know. I feel like you could use it as a lip brush, which I think is how I used it. But look at it gets really skinny. It gets really, really skinny. So you can really utilize that tip and kind of like paint up. I just like brushes that are kind of like paint brushes. And I feel like that's what this is. That being said, it might be just like a little bit too big for most people. So in that case, like I would probably prefer that you use the EO6 over something this big if it's like your only option. You know what I mean? Like, it's not necessarily my ideal brush for this technique, but it can be used. And I would rather you go for something extra tiny than something a little too big. So again, you kind of have to like experiment a little bit to see what works for your eye shape, your preference, the type of eyeliner that you've chosen, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? That's literally it for this video. I wanted to give you the side-by-side because it's so shocking, like how impactful this technique is. Even when you're not wearing like a ton of makeup, maybe you're barely wearing any like maybe you just popped on some fake freckles and like a brow and you're like, I just need to define my eyes a little bit more. Like you can do this. So like I did that so fast. I did so fast. And I promise you, if you struggle with it, you just gotta practice it a little bit. It's like anything, just like try it a few times, try a few different brushes, a few different types of eyeliners. You will find the one that works for you. And damn, does it just like, oh, it makes such a big difference. And I really, truly believe that tight lining is kind of like one of the key elements to Nina Park's makeup. So all of you who have become like obsessed with her makeup looks, especially the ones on Emma, I almost said Emma Chamberlain, Emma Stone. I was watching Emma Chamberlain's vlog today. On Emma Stone, or like any of the people, like this is something that you want to master because it really creates that like undetectable, like flawless natural glam. And yet I'm wearing a black eyeliner. You know what I mean? And no raccoon eyes. No raccoon eyes like in high school. So I hope this was helpful. Please let me know in the comments down below, like any other, I don't know, side-by-sides or like specific techniques that you want to see. I'll see you in the next one, dude. Bye.